The Raptor engine is simply the greatest rocket engine ever created in the spaceship that Musk is bringing to Mars, but what makes them so special, and why are they considered to be the king of rocket engines? This is a sneak peek at SpaceX's Raptor engine's crazy engineering. The Starship would be nothing without its Raptor engines, which generate thrust to let the spacecraft escape Earth's gravitational pull and drive it on interplanetary missions. Because the spaceship is designed to transport huge cargoes of up to 100 tons, the thrust they create must be tremendous. This is critical if Musk's ambition of putting people on Mars comes true. The spacecraft will bring all of the essentials for life to the planet. The Falcon 9, a partially reusable spacecraft, is part of SpaceX's arsenal of strong rockets. It can launch payloads weighing up to 22,800 kilograms into low Earth orbit. The Merlin engine, created in-house by SpaceX, powers the Falcon 9. The Starship, however, required something much more powerful, so SpaceX decided to develop a new engine, which they named the Raptor. With the design, SpaceX is bringing a slew of crazy ideas that only a handful rocket firms have explored before. As a result, a beast disguised as a rocket engine emerges. Each Raptor engine weighs around 1.5 tons and will provide the spaceship with 11 million horsepower. In comparison, the Bugatti Chiron, one of the most powerful sports cars ever built, has 1/3 the weight of the Bugatti Chiron's engine but can only produce 1,200 horsepower. If that isn't insane enough for you, the Raptor engine's exhaust is released at almost 10 times the speed of sound, and the fuel in the chamber burns at temperatures high enough to melt the chamber's walls. If you're wondering why the wall doesn't melt, it's because the flame is cleverly maintained away from the walls by controlling the gas flow. As an added security measure, ultra-cold fuel is pumped through the walls. The Raptor engine operates similarly to other rockets, releasing gases quickly enough to propel the spaceship upwards. The Raptor, on the other hand, is a powerful rocket thanks to some creative engineering. SpaceX chose a full-flow staged combustion cycle for the engines, which differs from normal rocket architecture. Inside, the two redundant spark plug fire torch igniters to handle engine ignition, eliminating the requirement for a specialized consumable igniter fluid, as seen in the Merlin. The Raptor mixes methane and oxygen, which are extensively refrigerated for propellant, close to their freezing point. At such low temperatures, the propellant is denser, which improves the engine's overall performance. Methane is far more superior fuel than kerosene or hydrogen-based propellants, because of its higher performance and lower cost. It is considerably easier to store than hydrogen since keeping it cold at freezing levels needs much less work. It also has a lower density than hydrogen, which allows for more methane to be kept in the same tank. Methane is preferable to kerosene, since it later produces residue upon combustion, called coking, which limits the rocket's reusability. The increased efficiency implies that the Raptor engine, although being about the same size as the Merlin engine, produces considerably more pressure and thrust. There is simply no other rocket engine capable of producing the same amount of energy while using liquid methane and oxygen as a fuel. The Raptor engine's development is incredibly impressive, especially when you consider that Elon Musk, the CEO, didn't study rocket science at all in school. However, he learned everything by listening to professionals and experts in the field. The choice of fuel for the engine is another example of SpaceX's design team's foresight. The spaceship is on its way to Mars, and you can determine which gas is plentiful there. The goal is to mine the methane on the planet so that a spaceship may recharge before continuing on its journey. This will simplify a lot of things and make journeys far cheaper. It will be comparable to your jet arriving at a foreign airport and fueling before taking off again. Both the oxygen and the methane will be completely mixed in the gas phase before entering the combustion chamber in a full-flow staged combustion cycle. The full-flow design makes a lot of sense for numerous reasons because every drop of gasoline is utilized efficiently. It eliminates the requirement for a seal between the fuel and the oxidizer, for example. In conventional rockets, this sealing is frequently a source of failure. Using a full-flow design also eliminates the requirement for the pumping system to manage at high pressures, which is another risk of catastrophic failure. SpaceX can also increase the pressure in the combustion chamber to improve performance. During testing, the Raptor was able to maintain a pressure of 330 bars without bursting, setting a new record for the usage of a functioning engine for orbital payloads. The Russian RD-180, which could resist 31 bars of pressure, held the previous record. All of this contributes to the Raptor engine's great reusability. They're good for approximately 1,000 trips, which is a major deal in space travel. When compared to other manufacturers' rockets, the Raptor engine is leagues ahead, crushing them in terms of efficiency and safety. SpaceX began by 3D printing engine components, such as turbopumps and injectors, allowing them to move quickly through the development and testing process. The Raptor engine comes in two varieties: the sea-level variant, which will power the lower stage of the Starship and has been designed for use on Earth, while the vacuum version will keep the upper stage going after it has been detached from the booster. The vacuum version features a nozzle skirt extension, making it larger, to optimize for performance in space. When the two are placed side by side, the difference is obvious. Yet, in terms of other parameters and components, the two variations are similar. The high-performance Raptor's engines aren't cheap. Each engine initially cost $1 million to construct, but SpaceX is aiming to reduce that to $250,000. Musk is concerned about the expense because he wants to make interplanetary travel accessible to everyone. This is why the Raptor engine is intended to require as little maintenance as possible in order to be used numerous times. His firm is trying to increase manufacturing and be able to mass-produce rocket engines. The initial objective is to produce 500 per year, but if Musk's vision of a fleet of 1,000 starships, doing thousands of missions, is to be realized, that capacity will need to be considerably enlarged. A single Starship can have up to 41 Raptor engines, whereas the bottom stage may need as many as 31 sea-level versions. Although the exact amount has fluctuated over the Starship's testing, the top tier will accommodate 6 Raptors, with a mix of sea-level and vacuum versions. Both on Earth and on Mars, sea-level engines are required for landing. Many people are keeping an eye on the progress of the Raptor engines as SpaceX strives to finish them. NASA, for example, has enlisted the aid of the Starship to help put its men on the moon as part of its Project Artemis, which is reviving the agency's space exploration program. It is aiming for a 2024 completion date. However, beyond the moon, the Raptor engine is critical to NASA's long-term plans to utilize the Starship to transport people to Mars. Trips to even more distant planets, such as Jupiter, are potentially possible. This is why NASA has decided to grant SpaceX $2.9 billion to help fund the construction of spaceships. Another major name waiting for the Raptor engine is the US military, which launched its national security satellites after having a taste of the excellence of SpaceX rockets. The world's most powerful military force intends to utilize the Starship to transfer supplies and troops to various locations on the planet. SpaceX's new development of the new Raptor engine will produce an unbelievable level of thrust, and will power future spaceships, hopefully giving us the ability to one day travel to Mars. Who's eager to see SpaceX's insane Raptor engines? Let us know your thoughts on the topic in the comments section below. A quick reminder to subscribe to our channel. There's a link down below for more Tesla news and conjecture. If you want to learn more about Tesla, SpaceX, and Elon Musk, we have 2 more video alternatives for you to watch on the screen. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more weekly news like this.